Welcome to the 97th and 98th Commencement exercises of the Philippine Women's University with the theme, PWU Graduates, Resilient and Ready for the Future. Let us welcome this year's candidates for graduation led by the University Registrar, Mr. Fernan C. Glemao, and Mr. Mark Harvey B. Adamson, Chairman of the 2020 and 2021 Commencement Exercises Committee. Graduates from School of Arts and Sciences, School of Education, Philippine School of Social Work, Helena C. Benitez School of International Relations and Diplomacy, Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education, School of Tourism, School of Hospitality Management, School of Food Science and Technology, School of Music, School of Fine Arts and Design, School of Pharmacy, School of Nutrition, School of Nursing, and School of Medical Technology. Now please welcome the faculty members of the Philippine Women's University, represented by Ms. Marivic R. Roman, President of the Faculty Union, followed by the Chairperson of the 2020 and 2021 Baccalaureate Committee, Dr. Earl Clarence L. Jimenez. We now call on the Deans, Program Chairs, Directors, and Heads of Academic and Non-Academic Units and the University officials, headed by Dr. Felina C. Young, PWU Chancellor, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, and the OIC Dean of Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education. Dr. Emerita M. Sornosa, Director of Graduate Studies. Dr. Leonardo O. Monaling, Dean, School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Melissa A. Alcasarin, Program Chair, Psychology Department. Ms. Victoria M. Segovia, Program Chair, Environmental Science. Dr. Menchita F. Dumlao, Program Chair, Information Technology. Dr. Shirley A. Padua, Dean, School of Education. Ms. Evelyn B. Valencia, Program Chair, Philippine School of Social Work. Ambassador Rosario G. Manalo, Dean of the Helena C. Benitez School of International Relations and Diplomacy. Dr. Felina C. Young, OIC, Dean, Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education. Dr. Efraimwell Jose L. Abellana, Dean, School of Hospitality Management. Mr. Mark Ian J. Soriano, Program Chair, School of Tourism. Dr. Ligaya T. Braganza, Program Chair, School of Food Science and Technology. Dr. Earl Clarence L. Jimenez, Dean, School of Music. Ms. Josephine L. Turalba, Dean, School of Fine Arts and Design. Mr. Mark Harvey B. Adamson, Program Chair, School of Pharmacy. Ms. Vanessa O. Ceballos, Program Chair, School of Nutrition. Dr. Minerva B. De Ala, Dean, School of Nursing. And Mr. Sherwin B. Toriano, Program Chair, School of Medical Technology. Head, Guidance and Testing Office, Ms. Cristina Gracia D. Meron. Mr. Nelson Guillen, Admissions and Marketing Manager. Dr. Nini Lim, Director, Medical Services and Diagnostic Center, Health Services. Head of University Information and Communication Technology, Mr. Michael George C. Ventanilla. Director of Alumni Relations and Development Office, Ms. Ruth A. Peñano. Director, Sports Development Office and Physical Education, Ms. Mariel Graciela B. Haveliana. Director of Career and Placement Office and Coordinator, Expanded Tertiary Education, Equivalency and Accreditation, Mr. Horacio T. Gutierrez. Director of Career Development and Continuing Education, Dr. Nancy M. Felipe. Director of the Institute of Family Life and Children's Studies, Dr. Lina B. Laigo. Acting University Librarian, Ms. Purita P. Uson. University Registrar, Mr. Fernan C. Glemao. The Director of Human Resources and Management Office, Ms. Cheryl Lai C. Santua. The Associate Vice President for Campus Life, Dr. Susie M. Benitez. The Vice President for Finance, Ms. Ana Maria S. Del Rosario. The Vice President for Administration, Ms. Maria Luisa G. Mirasol. And the Vice President for External Affairs and Member of Board of Trustees, Mr. Alfredo B. Reyes. We now call on the Board of Trustees of the Philippine Women's University, Brother Armin A. Luistro, Mrs. Lydia Francisca Benitez Brown, Mr. John Philip Sevilla, Dr. Patricia Araneta, Dr. Carmelita I. Kibenko, Dr. Eugenio R. Abunda Jr., Mr. Jose T. Valencia, and the ex-officio member of the Board of Trustees, Attorney Rosario Calixto Chavez. Let us now welcome our commencement speaker, Dr. Gerardo D. Legaspi, the Chairperson of PWU Board of Trustees, Mrs. Victorina Amalingan Sales. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome the University President, Mr. Marco Alfredo M. Benitez. Please stand for the national anthem. Bring in the colors.
Sa simoy at sa langit mong pukaw, may dilagang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdiligdig. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magdidinig. Lupa ng araw ng walhati pagsintabay, langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Let us now bow our heads as we listen to Miss Myra May Meneses from the School of Music to sing our invocation.
don't feel no start. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I don't feel no tired children. Oh, glory, hallelujah. For I have to shout glory when this world is on fire. Oh, glory, hallelujah. I don't feel no tired children. Oh, glory, hallelujah. For I have to shout glory when this world is on fire. Oh, glory, hallelujah. I don't believe he brought me this far. I can't believe he brought me this far. I won't believe he brought me this far. To leave
Here to officially welcome you to the 97th and 98th Commencement ceremonies of the Philippine Women's University. Let us now call on the President of PWU, Mr. Marco Alfredo M. Benitez.
Ms. Vicky Amaling Gonzalez, Chairperson of the PWU Board of Trustees, our esteemed members of the Board, our distinguished speaker, Dr. Gerardo Gap Legaspi, hardworking administrators, deans and program chairs, faculty members, our PW alumni, parents, friends and guests watching on our social media pages, and of course, graduates of Batch 2020 and 2021, good afternoon. It is with great pride that I welcome all of you here today for this joint virtual commencement exercises for Batch 2020 and 2021. I know that you have all been eagerly waiting for this day, and while the circumstances do not allow us to have the traditional ceremonies, although I may say that nothing this past year has been quite traditional, we still would like to make this ceremony as meaningful as possible. I still remember that fateful day, March 16, 2020, a day after the government declared an enhanced community quarantine over Metro Manila. Together with your administrators, deans and program chairs, we had all met at the CB Hall right here. Masks on, seats spaced out for social distancing, sanitizers in hand, but still clueless how bad this would all get. Right then and there, deciding to proceed with the third trimester via emergency remote learning, shifting all our classes and systems online, and hoping for the best. In hindsight, despite the challenges and growing pains throughout those first few months, migrating all our classes online, asking faculty to exercise utmost leniency, shifting to a completely online enrollment and payment system just to make sure that education would continue. I still believe that that was the first crucial step that propelled us to where we are today. Today would not have been possible without you, our dear graduates of Batch 2020 and 2021. Without your strength, without your resilience, without your dedication to completing your education, no matter what the cost. I'm sure you remember days when internet connectivity was so bad or non-existent, and you had to rely on text or chat messages from your teacher and classmates. Or days when you had to attend classes on your mobile device, which was less than ideal. Or even days when the workload and the amount of time in front of your screens was just too exhausting. The year 2020 was indeed unlike anything we have had to live through. And as challenging as it was for you, I dare say it was equally as challenging for your professors, deans, and administrators. They have had to adapt and relearn the way they've taught for practically their entire professional lives. As administrators, we've had to rethink how our schools and university as a whole would operate in this time of immense uncertainty and in this virtual environment. For an institution that has survived countless challenges, crises, and even near destruction from World War II, this once-in-a-lifetime pandemic that has kept our campuses near empty for over a year has made us truly evaluate our priorities, as I'm sure you yourselves have done the same. I've learned that times of crisis provide us a great opportunity to really focus on what matters and what will carry you through adversity. Likewise, every crisis also presents us with a choice to allow the crisis to change us for the worse or to change us for the better. Throughout the past year and even up to today, what sustains the university, your administrators, faculty, and non-teaching personnel has really been the desire to uphold the mission this university has stood for more than 100 years. That is, an enduring commitment to prepare you, our learners, to continually search for knowledge through a holistic education, imbued with the values that have served as the foundation of this institution: integrity, spirituality, family solidarity, empathy, excellence, leadership, and community participation towards nation building. Exactly 16 months and 8 days after that fateful day in March, when we decided that education must continue despite the pandemic, when we chose to let this crisis change us for the better, we stand here in this virtual graduation, living testimonies of the resilience of the PW spirit, a spirit that has withstood countless challenges, a world war, and now a once-in-a-century pandemic, and manages not only to survive, but thrive in delivering on its commitment of education. We stand here to congratulate and honor you, our graduates, Batch 2020 and 2021, for your resilience, dedication, and passion to pursue and complete your education, for choosing to change for the better despite tremendous odds. While you may have the distinction of being the batches that completed their education and graduated in this unconventional environment, which many have said is less than ideal, your diplomas nonetheless will bear no asterisks, as the degrees you've obtained will be held in the same regard as all the degrees this university has conferred for the past 100 years. I would like to congratulate and give my heartfelt thanks to our faculty, administrators, and the university community, including the organizers of this commencement exercises and yesterday's baccalaureate mass. You have been and continue to be our education frontliners. Your passion and dedication to the university's mission in this time of crisis underscore our readiness to face the future of education and would have made our founders proud of what PW has become 100 years since it started. Likewise, I congratulate and salute the parents of our graduates, many of whom I'm sure have also felt the severe repercussions this pandemic has brought on lives and livelihoods. Nonetheless, your trust in the university and your dedication to the education of your children remain undaunted. This graduation is as much your success as it is your children's. Finally, our theme for this commencement of resilience and readiness for the future would not be complete without acknowledging the courageous role of our medical frontliners, our heroes in this fight against this global health pandemic. These medical frontliners risk their lives and those of their families on a daily basis to save others. We would be hard-pressed to find a better example of resilience, dedication, empathy, and patriotism, and I cannot imagine where we would be in this fight against COVID-19 if not for them. We are extremely honored to have with us as our commencement speaker the Director of the Philippine General Hospital, the country's primary COVID-19 referral center, not to mention the first Filipino to receive the first COVID-19 vaccine to start off the government's vaccination program last March. Thank you, Dr. Gap Legaspi, for your service and leadership at this most critical time. It has indeed been a year of great adversity, but with every adversity there arises opportunities to learn and to grow. And as we send you off to face what the world has to offer, wherever you may wander, wherever you may roam, as our PW hymn would say, may this success, achieved in this most difficult of times, inspire you to believe that anything is possible and propel you to even greater heights in the future. May it instill in you a greater sense of purpose and a deeper appreciation of the value of education. And, seeing the tremendous needs of this country we belong to, may it move you to be true patriots, transforming lives and making a difference in the communities you participate in. Thank you once again, and congratulations.
Thank you, President Benitez. The Vice President for External Affairs and member of Board of Trustees of the Philippine Women's University, Mr. Alfredo B. Reyes, will now introduce the guest speaker.
Good afternoon. Our 97th and 98th Commencement Exercises speaker is Dr. Gerardo D. Legaspi, the current director of the Philippine General Hospital. Dr. Legaspi graduated from UP Diliman both for his pre-med and medical education. Dr. Legaspi, or GAP, took an international master's degree in neurovascular diseases at Paris SUD, Mahidol University. To share his expertise, he has been to many US and Asian universities to serve as a visiting professor, faculty, and scholar in the field of neurological surgery. He has also given over 100 talks in both local and international events and symposia. GAP is also well published in both local and international publications, as well as numerous research articles he has produced. He has held managerial and administrative posts in the field of neurosurgery, has had professorial chairs, and has a list of chairmanships in various educational courses in the Philippines. He has rendered his selfless services in the medical communities. Consequently, he has received several accolades from numerous organizations. He is the recipient of the People Asia's Men Who Matter, the UPAA Distinguished Alumni Awardee for Public Service and Good Governance, and a two-time UPMASA Outstanding Teacher in Clinical Sciences Award. On a personal level, GAP was a captain of the UP varsity track and field team, and in recent years, he also managed to finish a mountain bike challenge race where he came in second place. And yes, there were more than two of them. The reason for my being given this privilege of this introduction was that Dr. Gap was my batchmate and classmate since our grade school days and up to our high school years in LaSalle Green Hills. Talk about fun high school days. So when he was appointed as director of PGH, not many of our friends did have our concerns as to the tall order that was placed on his shoulders. So think about it. PGH is the National University Hospital and the largest training hospital in the country. Over 1,100 beds and 400 private beds with over 4,000 employees that would serve more than 600,000 patients a year. To the administration's credit, President Duterte has been very supportive of the financial needs of running such a large organization. Because of this financial support, Dr. Gap is able to focus more on really running PGH. But I believe that no other person was better suited for the job, especially when the pandemic hit. Aside from the demands on the infrastructure, people, and patients that PGH goes through, Dr. Legaspi also tapped on his network of experts in other fields when needed. As an example, negative pressure rooms had to be installed for the COVID-19 areas. Special operating room ventilation systems had also to be reconfigured. Procedures on the care of COVID and non-COVID patients had to be established because PGH still had other non-COVID patients to take care of. So all these needed to be done simultaneously while running such a large organization. So this really is something we do not see, nor is it relayed in the news. All we hear is that PGH was and has always been a referral center for COVID-19 patients. But all the other functions and tasks still needed to be done. And aside from the work at PGH and his own medical practice, Dr. Legaspi also had to further understand, decide, and implement all these other things needed while running such a large organization. But other friends stepped up. Top-notch architects offered their expertise. Engineering firms and experts also provided critical advice. Additional funding also came in through the PGH Foundation, and only because of the caliber of the team that ran PGH under Dr. Legaspi. So today, we are honored by your presence and by you going out of your way to be our commencement speaker. As virtual as this may be, your words and your presence today will be the face of these times. Your other achievements in your field, as great as they are, will never top the dedication, perseverance, care, and leadership you have shown during this pandemic. And as one of the frontliners during this war on this pandemic, we thank you for your service. And so, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, let us all welcome Dr. Gerardo Dizon Legaspi.
Good afternoon. Before anything else, let me please acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Victoria Analingan Salas, Chairperson, PWU Board of Trustees, Mr. Marco Alfredo Benitez, PWU President, Dr. Felina Yang, Chancellor and Vice President for Academic Affairs, of course, our graduates, their families, and friends. I would also like to make special mention of my first-year high school homeroom teacher, Mrs. Carmelita Cubenco. Mom, I hope I'm not giving away your age by saying this. And of course, my dear classmate, Mr. Freddy Reyes, for making possible this distinct privilege. The fact also that my 91-year-old mother graduated from this esteemed institution with a certificate in early education in 1948 makes it even more special for me. It's truly a great honor to be speaking in front of you this afternoon, chosen to send you off with words and thoughts to your journey into the next phase of your life. Despite all the prevailing negativity that we are all in today, all 1,010 strong of you represent what this world desperately needs now, a beacon of hope. If I may rephrase Charles Dickens, these indeed are the worst of times and also the best of times. In such a paradoxical moment, you are taking your leap of faith with so many uncertainties. This pandemic has devastated our lives personally and as a society in almost every aspect of it. And it has been 16 months since this crisis came into full swing. Thankfully, we are all here to celebrate this momentous event, but sadly mindful of the tragic absence of some people close to our hearts. Resilience is the catchword of these times. You have demonstrated the the ability to adapt, survive, and now even plan in a time like this. It is this never say die, what else can I do spirit that has brought you to this day. And if I may say, that has brought also PGH to this day. As the COVID crisis unfolded, the early realization we had was that there was no playbook or established guidelines to go by. Much as you have experienced probably when you were starting your online activities, rules were formulated, refined, reformulated, and as the classes went on, it was always a work in progress. And yet, here you are, 2.5 SEMs later, graduating from this STEAM institution. I must confess that impressive as things may have evolved for PGH, we also went through the same chaotic start. Although, of course, for us, it was imperative that the processes were laid down well and as quickly as possible, as patients and health workers' lives were at risk. To be brutally frank, we had no plan at the start, only moment-to-moment solutions to a rapidly evolving problem that was unknown and unseen. Exactly the kind of situation ripe for what some of our detractors then, who doubted that PGH could do it, called a massacre. As the days unfolded, we saw how our responses were actually starting to work. We were encouraged by every small success and took our next steps bolder and wiser. After months of operating as a COVID referral hospital, I started backtracking on the different interventions and actions that we did so that we can better guide ourselves moving forward. In so doing, I was brought back to some of the management principles that Ms. Risa Mantaring, former CEO of Sun Life Financial, shared in an article that I read. She had her management realizations in an extraordinary event like the 2018 Boston Marathon, touted to be the toughest ever among all those conducted marathons. These are principles which I'm sure you can adopt to wherever you are headed to handle the rigors that you encounter along the way. And here they are. First, when your purpose is clear, you are most likely to succeed. If we articulate our purpose clearly and people know what they need to do and why they need to do it, tasks are most likely to be done. For us, it was clear from the start, and we have made DOH agree with it, that PGH will take in only COVID-positive patients on coordinated transfers. We were not supposed to take in the PUIs or those with mild symptoms. Our staff prepared themselves for the moderate, severe, critical, and although these patients present a bigger challenge in treatment, their number was much less than the mild ones who flocked into the emergency rooms and eventually overran them. We were able to concentrate efforts to patients who at that point of the crisis could not access critical care in other hospitals. Our purpose is to give the best treatment possible to patients while keeping our health workers safe and secured. The means to convey these messages, vital instructions, latest guidelines, and any material related to this purpose was handled by a very efficient Information and Education Committee. My goal was not to make people believe in me, but to make them believe in themselves. On your part, dear graduates, please do make your purpose for being very clear from the start and lay down the plans that will be true to them. They are most significant if shared with others as well. Second, conditions are rarely perfect, so you have to adjust quickly. There's no doubt that this is what faced a lot of us, especially hospitals at the beginning. The very complex nature of COVID-19, largely unknown to even the most astute scientists, posed a great challenge of treatment. From isolation to ICU care, established protocols kept changing as more and more about the virus is getting known. The 114-year-old PGH was not designed for a problem like COVID-19. Numerous structural adjustments had to be done, and lucky for PGH, we had top-notch architects and engineers who volunteered to help design the renovations. And we only had 1 week to do it. For most of this was the ventilation changes. Using a system of exhaust fans and industrial blowers, we converted the airflow in our gigantic ancient wards to a natural unidirectional ventilation system, which facilitated adequate fresh air exchange that decreased the risk of transmission of the virus. Equally important, manpower issues were addressed by adopting a task-sharing scheme. Dermatologists became safety officers, surgeons did ICU care, and admin staff were fanned out to supplies management, and even security guards played a role in triaging patients. We had to reprogram our savings and divert its use to COVID care. Projects had to be put on hold and non-essential purchases suspended temporarily. Nothing is written in stone, though. To this day, we continue to modify protocols and structures as we navigate this pandemic. And you, graduates, as you navigate through your own careers, always introspect, read the signs, and adjust as needed. Always be ready for some ad-lib when called for. Number 3, make sure you are properly equipped. It cannot be overemphasized that there was a minimum requirement of technology for you to continue with your classes. If you imagine that problem and multiply it 1,000 times, that is what it took to run PGH in the early days of COVID. Funding was, of course, crucial to the whole operations. Lobbying early with the officials, we were fortunate to get substantial support from the government. And also, the inherent goodness of mankind became evident with the overwhelming support from the private sector in the form of cash, equipment, food, and even lodging. With these private donations, we were able to buy vital equipment, supplies, and medications much faster than if we went through government procurement. We programmed the government funds that we got for the long haul instead. Long-term needs for housing, transportation, and continuing expenses of the operations. This allowed us to always have a more than 1.5 months supply of PPEs, acquire the most advanced ventilators for our patients, stock our pharmacy well so much that we even shared it with other hospitals, and of course, care for our people. In going into this battle, we had a war chest that was the envy of many. Even after graduation, you continue to equip yourself for the rigors of your career and daily life. Arm yourself with the necessary skills to survive, but make sure you also do this with kindness and compassion. Number 4, choose the people well for the task. The handling of the crisis, of any crisis for that matter, necessitate a team that will execute what is needed. In choosing people for the task, get those that are committed and adaptable. I have simplified the crisis COVID core team to 4 people, 1 each for operations, logistics, manpower, and myself. These were seasoned surgeons who had been through hell and back, so to speak, not only in the operating room, but in their careers as well. People who did not have to be there, but opted to do so. There was a feeling of being kindred spirits, each one knowing what the other was thinking, or ready to adjust when needed, and sometimes even willing to break rules. For those of you who will eventually be taking leadership roles, remember that sometimes the stars are not the best people for a job. Putting together a team of stars may be problematic because at times stars do collide. Better to put together a star team. Keep in mind too that human resources is our most important asset, so please take very good care of them. Next is to focus forward. We focus outward to do better. Helping others will help you back. After the daunting task of putting together the COVID operations of PGH, we realized that the war against it was not really waged in the hospitals. PGH is just a refuge for the wounded and dying. The real war was fought out there in the community. Realizing this, we started to reach out to the city of Manila and found ways to assist them in whichever way we can. The partnership led to the establishment of quarantine centers accessible to PGH in Dalpan, in Manila, and in the PICC. These serve as step-down facilities, allowing us to send our recovering patients out early from the hospital and freeing up much-needed beds. In so doing, we were able to take in more severe and critical patients, unburdening, in turn, the city's COVID facility, which was Santa Ana Hospital. In very difficult times, helping others may feel counterintuitive, but as our experience has shown us, it can be the most liberating experience of all. As you start your careers, you will naturally be focused on its progression, sometimes forgetting the people around you. Helping others may actually advance your career even more. To this day, we continue to wage this battle in and out of PGH. Currently, 5,000 COVID patients have been served by our 4,600 strong staff who perform beyond and above the call of their duties. We have spent probably more than 2 billion pesos to take care of everyone and acquired skills and knowledge to go on more confidently. As we prepare to reboot our lives, one eye is on COVID and the other on the other essentials that make us alive. Let us be guided by these 4 lessons I've learned during this whole time of the pandemic. First, fight the fear. Believe in good science. Never let your guard down. And the most important of all is to take care of each other. My dear graduates, I see the clouds clearing the horizon. Make haste and welcome the break of dawn. Of course, with caution and observing minimum health protocol. Thank you very much and good afternoon to all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Legaspi. And now, may we ask the President of PWU to present the Certificate of Appreciation on behalf of the university community.
The Philippine Women's University awards this plaque of appreciation to Dr. Gerardo D. Legaspi, Director, Philippine General Hospital, as honored guest speaker during PW's 97th and 98th Commencement exercises, in recognition for his illuminating speech on the state of health affairs of the Philippines during this health crisis. Given this 24th day of July 2021 in Manila City, Philippines. Signed, Mark Harvey B. Adamson, Chairperson, 2020 and 2021 Commencement exercises, and Marco Alfredo M. Benitez, University President. Thank you, Dr. Legaspi.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, we would like to call on the PW Chancellor and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Felina C. Yang, to present the candidates for graduation for this year's graduating classes.
The graduates of the 97th and 98th Commencement exercises. President Marco Alfredo M. Benitez, esteemed members of the Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, I have the honor to present this year's candidates for graduation. May I call on the PWU President to confer the respective degrees.
Upon the recommendation of your faculty, by the resolution of the Board of Trustees, in compliance with the requirements of the Commission on Higher Education and in accordance with the laws of the Republic of the Philippines, I now confer on you and those in absentia your degrees and titles with all rights, duties, privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereto. You may now transfer your tassels from the left to the right. Congratulations.
The President, Mr. Marco Alfredo M. Benitez, to be assisted by the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and University Chancellor Dr. Felina C. Young, and University Registrar Mr. Fernand Lemao, will now award the diplomas. May I invite the Deans and Program Chairs to call their respective graduates for academic year 2019-2020. Dr. Leonardo Munaling, Dean, School of Arts and Sciences.
The graduates from the School of Arts and Sciences for academic year 2019-2020 for Bachelor of Arts in Communication Arts. Ajero Micael Carina. Almazan Juan Paulo E.T.A. Almazar Jeffrix E.T.A. Ancajas Juvel. Astudillo Ricardo Jr. E.T.A. Senate Charisse Ann E.T.A. Digorio Lorraine E.T.A. De la Cruz Marlon E.T.A. Gabalones Francesca Bettina. Garcia Luis Kenneth Anthony. Hiniciano Michelle Rose E.T.A. Jeronimo Arnel E.T.A. Marcos Sarah Angela. Mundelo Jonabel Joy. Montañez Johnny Stephanie. Ulatunhi Kihendi Victoria. Park Song Hee. Patalinghug Delphin Marlon. Perez Marvelous E.T.A. Picache Marion Lloyd. Sumagaysay Karen Samantha E.T.A. For Bachelor of Arts, major in Psychology. Baluyot Samantha Regina. Kumla Angelica Marie. De Dios Jude Ivan Lorenzo. Imnase Glenfiddich. Ferrer Rosel. Lariosa Priscilla. Libang Joy Caitlin. Ularte Gianna May. Rosas Aljon Joshua. Samonte Jola May. Silagan Rogelio Rico. Usman Aisha. For Master of Arts, major in Psychology. Mendoza Raiza Marin. Naldo Gregorio Jr. Chong Norvi. For Master of Science in Environmental Management. Kayabyab Catherine. Fornelius Jean. For Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Gajon June Rafael. Masbate Nico. Villaflor Ariel Ann. For Master of Science in Information Technology. Pyra Marisol. Thank you. and congratulations.
Dr. Shirley A. Padua, Dean, School of Education.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2019-2020 of the School of Education. Bachelor of Elementary Education. Adyong Norsaima A. Alonzo Mary Jean S. Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Bartolo Rodfield L. Cum laude. Nara Leila L. Tabasa Jana Jem M. Wang Jin. Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Management. Buna Gracia Celia G. Thesis title, Effects of Extracurricular Activities on the Social Literacy of High School Students in Selected Private Schools in Shanghai, China. Gao Jun. Thesis title, Assessment of Technology Adoption in Teaching Chinese Language and Mathematics, a Basis for 21st Century Classroom Model. Hipólito Sheena S. Thesis title, Research Knowledge, Skills, and Motivation of the Selected Public Elementary School Teachers of the Congressional District 2 of Quezon City, Basis for Professional Development. Leanio Alexander A. Thesis title, Competencies of Athletic Coaches on Sports Injury Management, Basis for a Proposed Sports Injury Management Scale. Perlado Darmel F. Thesis title, Learning Style, Implication for Second Language Learning. Kirem Renaldo D. Thesis title, Correlates of Teachers' Knowledge, Skills, Attitudes, and Concerns on Inclusive Education, Basis for Enhancement Program. Rock Joanna Maris D. Thesis title, Project 143, Probing its effectiveness in enriching the reading comprehension skills of grade 8 students. Rodriguez Erica May L. Thesis title, Students' Anxiety in Learning English as a Foreign Language, a case from Tangerang, Indonesia. Tindugan Maria Leonor D. Thesis title, Extent of Integration of School-Based Comprehensive Sexuality Education, Intervention Program for Young Adolescents. Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education. T. Maria Verlinda O. Thesis title, Kindergarten Teachers' Commitment and Developmentally Appropriate Practices Toward a Sustainable Enhancement Program. Master of Arts in Education, major in English Language. Mu Jin Hong. Thesis title, Unveiling the Link Between the Basic English Proficiency Skills and the Intercultural Communicative Competence of the Chinese Students. Reference to a Communication Model. Master of Arts in Education, major in Special Education. Gonzalez Carla Pia R. Thesis title, The Involvement of Grade 3 Teachers in the Specialized Reading Intervention Program for Learners with Reading Disability. Rojas Rebecca D. Thesis title, Acceptance, Resiliency, and Stress of Parents with Autism Spectrum Disorder Children. Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Educational Management. Delgado Emmy D. Dissertation title, Nursing Students' Acceptance and Satisfaction on the Utilization of Learning Management Systems Towards an Effective LMS Utilization Model. Kai Ya Tin. Dissertation title, A Study of Traditional Chinese Medicine Health Promotion and Wellness Program in the Philippines towards developing a TCM health promotion model framework. Dong John Fung. Dissertation title: Evaluation of the Innovative Capability of College Students in Linyi University. Dunham Teresita A. Dissertation title: Leadership Behavior of School Administrators as Correlates of Organizational Commitment and Teachers' Productivity. Lee Yang. Dissertation title: Preschool Teachers' Performance in Baoding City, Mainland China, and Assessment. Mahel Thank God Amukele. Dissertation title: Leadership Competencies for the Volatile, Uncertain, Complex, and Ambiguous Environment. Challenges to Higher Education. Nacional Regina B. Dissertation title: The Corporate Social Responsibility of Private Higher Education Institutions in Metro Manila and nearby provinces. Paragua Alma Trinidad R. Dissertation title: Academic Well-Being of Lesbians, Gays, Bisexuals, and Transgenders in a University in Manila. A call for a revitalized co-curricular activities. Yu Yang. Dissertation title: Correlates of Teacher-Student Interpersonal Relationships, Academic Performance, Academic Motivation, and Achievement Emotions, Framework for Academic Interpersonal Relationship.
Ms. Evelyn B. Valencia, Program Chair, Philippine School of Social Work.
The Philippine School of Social Work is proud to present the graduates for Bachelor of Science in Social Work school year 2019-2020. Anulin Kathleen Jen. Casanyas Jennifer. Flores Julius. Garcia Dan Louie. Medrano Jefferson. Wu Hong B. The graduate for Doctor of Philosophy in Social Development, Red Socorro Brace. Congratulations, graduates.
Ambassador Rosario G. Manalo, Dean of the Helena C. Benitez School of International Relations and Diplomacy.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates of the year 2019 and 2020 of the School of International Relations and Diplomacy under the name of Dr. Helena Z. Benitez. The Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Service, Agura Diane Grace, Desfi Karen Joy S. Estremera Jocelyn M. Mabubi Perdihi Sogra, Muñez Lovely May O. For the Master of Arts in Foreign Service, we have Agonias Patrick with the thesis titled An Assessment of the ASEAN Political Security Community Pillar on the Thai Seafood Industry. Congratulations, and may you have the best in the future with what you have learned at Philippine Women's University School, Helena Z. Benitez School of International Relations and Diplomacy.
Dr. Felina C. Yang, OIC Dean, Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education.
These are the graduates of 2019 and 20. Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education. Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Andalis Jacqueline Rose G. Bueno Vina Sofia B. Chin Marimar A. Gabriel April Grace D. Garcia Charlotte John I. Silan Bessie. Tamayo Deslin Ray D. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Major in Entrepreneurial Management. Agas Joanna G. Bugayong Irene Dimple M. Habe Tao Mi. Lokay Paula. Luby Lailani N. Marquez Ranil Stephen. Osman Heba Abubakar. Sadiwa Romelisa R. Teruel Florence J. Tran Min Du. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Major in Marketing Management. Adeline Ronald B. Alipoyo John Jerick F. Andaya Jezreel Ivan P. Atar Omar Yusuf Abdel Hafiz. Domingo Lorenzo I. Fajardo Irvin James G. Gregorio Maria Luisa S. Girao Resonante Vendredi L. Lim Cherise A. Lufamia Aldrin B. Kawili Carol Joy B. Mendez Roselyn B. Mohi Eden Yusef Muhammad Yahya. Obanda Edward V. Puriray Joanne B. Said Bilal Ali. Sanchez Michelle J. Tiglao Maris Z. Tolentino John Kenneth. Trin Du Huy. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Acosta Sarah Jane C. Agdipa Karin P. Almadrones Geraldine P. Altea Maria Carla A. Amores Ronald A. Aquino Emeline Ann A. Araneta Clarine R. Asilo Marine T. Babanja Angeline F. Balanan Bernazel G. Barabad Gelboy L. Barba Edmond S. Bautista Karen T. Bailon Karen M. Molano Jocelyn M. Cablao Maria Nina C. Candelaria Maria Loretta P. Carabido Annalie G. Casanyare Jessica A. Castillo Mary Grace M. Castillo Roy M. Catalan Christine R. Kayanan Sheila Jane P. Celis Joanne G. Corsega Paulo J. N. Cu Ronel R. Wasay Christine C. Cuyus Ramon Covero. De Juan Michelle J. Del Rosario Johan Chris S. Del Rosario Pauline A. N. Jocaresa Rizzi B. Diaz Raquel C. Tuma Henry L. Elehino Crisologo D. Encarnacion Josevir J. Espiritu George D. Someronag Fitz John O. Flores Angelica D. Galicia Queenie A. Alarcis Jelet C. Hernandez John Robert M. Hernandez Rosel F. Hirano Justine Kyle G. Caro Sheila R. Inson Carmela I. Into Rich Glenn N. Jambaro Hazel Joy V. Desalva Gilbert S. Junco Ruby D. Juan Razel A. Labadia Jr. Romeo C. Lasso Jalil Claudine H. Lincuna Kevin Lloyd. Lipae Arvin Jason L. Lozano Paulo Luis T. Maga Jennifer Shine M. Maliklik Jenny Lynn B. Manzano Cherise Myla P. Medina Melanie G. Mendoza Arlene S. Morales Jesseline A. Moreno Florita Maris N. Mobilon Arvin David C. Nagera Mary Catherine P. Oizumi Maria Lisel S. Orbeta Daniel M. Orbita Bernilyn R. Orquiola Russell B. Pagirigan Robert Jobert G. Pastrana Ronnie B. Patricio Nadia Anastasia A. Peña Maria Priscila C. Herrera Maria F. A. Pura Rowena E. Purificación Maricon G. Quintos Anton Jose P. Ramirez Conrad Paulo M. Salig Rene S. Sanchez Ferdinand V. Sanggalang Rochelle Ann E. Santos Joanne S. Santos Ronnie III I. Saicon Princess Nicole D. Fison Mark B. Hidalgo Luis Miguel D. Vallejo Rowena P. Vega Maria Nicole B. Venezuela Apple Ann P. Villamor Alejandro C. Villarreal Gracious Ann E. Maluhan Edna I. The following are the graduates for Master in Business Administration. Anyonevo Ramrel F. Thesis title: Performance Measurement of Selected Marketing Activities through Return on Marketing Investment. Armas Charlene A. Kakatian Jasmia A. Thesis title: Contributions of the Implementation of Micro, Small, and Medium Development Plans in Central Luzon towards proposed economic measures. De Guzman Lauren G. Himayuga Maria Melanie M. Gabaldon Ena Grace R. Gabaldon Lisel A. Lainesa Eileen C. Thesis title: Talent Management Practices, Basis for the Enhancement of Employee Retention. Maige Rami Ann B. Milante Charmaine B. Thesis title: Job-related factors affecting the satisfaction of indigenous workers. Pane Susana O. Reyes Mary Jane M. Somera Princess B. Tomikawa Jenville B. Thesis title: Safety and Security Measures as Predictors of Customers' Choice of Tourist Destinations in Laguna. Velus Monica E. Wang Haoyang. Thesis title: Correlational Analysis of Selected Variables of B2C e-commerce of small-sized businesses in Zhengzhou, China, Basis for Development of Strategies. Master in Business Administration with specialization in Industrial Security Management. Eustachio Maria Sheila H. Thesis title: Extent on the Implementation of Paralegal Services to Persons Deprived of Liberty. Servas Jimboy P. Thesis title: Security and Emergency Services of NAIA, Basis for Innovative Airport Security Plan. Delan Malu B. Thesis title: Security Measures at the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology in Manila City Jail. The graduates for Master in Public Administration. Alimario Ami R. Thesis title: Practices of City and Selected Barangay Officials on Solid Waste Management in San Pablo City, Laguna. Silongan Bai Narifa B. Thesis title: Factors attributed to the decision to work abroad among Filipina solo parents. The graduates for Doctor in Business Management. Altamira Edna Q. Dissertation title: Business Sustainability of Multipurpose Cooperatives of Quezon Province, a Development of Entrepreneurial Management Framework. Amalig Jocelyn Y. Dissertation title: Exploring ASEAN in the Philippine Tourism Industry, a Model Framework for an Enhanced Preparation. Mejia Grace Celia R. Dissertation title: Health and Wellness Tourism Products and its Effect on Tourist Motivational Drivers, and Revisit Intention in the National Capital Region and Region 4A. Doctor in Business Management with specialization in Hospitality Management. Pancil Phoebe Dian D. Dissertation title: Sustainable Development and Competitiveness of Coastal Tourism Destinations in Region 4A. Benitez Cecil V. Dissertation title: Effects of Business Intelligence Adoption of Selected Hotels in the National Capital Region, Predictors of Improved Overall Performance. Buntalillo Renalyn L. Dissertation title: The Effect of Technology Adoption of Hotels in Region 8 towards a Fourth Industrial Revolution Model. Gamata Jesus N. Dissertation title: An Exploratory Study of the Gastronomic Use of Edible Flowers in Restaurant Menus, Basis for a Marketing Framework. Nino Franco Earl G. Dissertation title: Perceived Value and Destination Loyalty among Destinations in Region 13. Obina Isa May E. Dissertation title: Consumer Protection and Purchasing Decision Making at the Tourism Industry in Eastern Visayas Region. Pinheiro Oteiza M. Dissertation title: Outsourcing Decisions in Selected Hotels in Region 3 towards a Proposed Outsourcing Framework. Sarzawa Katrina S. Dissertation title: Customers' Demographic Characteristics as Predictors to Green Innovation Practices of Selected Restaurants in the National Capital Region.
Dr. Efrimuel Jose L. Abellana, Dean, School of Hospitality Management.
For the school year 2019-2020, it is my honor to present to you the graduates of the School of Hospitality Management. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Cruise Line Operations Management. Abando James Patrick A. Castillo Heavenly Joy R. Magpayo Jerica Joyce B. Kentinita Trisha Luis B. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Culinary Management. Bahe Liam Jacob. Doctorero Leo Mar. Escalona Mary Elaine V. Fabian Josmer Dominic C. Ginto Charles Povic Kian. Islang Maria Janelle A. Cecilio Emma Ruth B. Sunda Vaclav Havel. Kimsen Michael Jose Demetrius. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Hospitality Management. Jorka Erica Rose P. Mungkal Angelica. Taksuan Mart Russell R. Tago John Lowell M. Vargas Evita M. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, specializing in cruise ship administration. Feliciano Justin Andrew. Garcera Yuko. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, specializing in culinary arts and technology. Castro Criza Joy D. Lim Richard Allen R. Mercado May Ann S. Reyes Anton Domini H. Tan Maria Angelica O. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management. Biang Princess Giliante A. Monton Renz Cedric C. Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Barinian Kenneth Luis P. Blanca Seneca A. Cartavio James Christian E. Dimatulak Rafi I. Evans Julie Ann B. Florendo Lady Vanessa B. Halipa Sui Bien P. Manlojo Mark Anthony A. Medrano Rina Joy A. Messina Charmaine Maizel C. Lugid Eileen D. Paler Joel G. Peña Florida Isabel T. Ramirez Victoria F. Resurrection Roy B. Rodriguez Maria G. Marcel III R. Santos Christine S. Soliano Maria Egilet V. Tobias Maria Linda R. T. Christina Marie B. Viray Rosani Kathleen N. Umlayo Reynan Omar F. Master of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Alvin Dia Grisel C. Thesis title: Determine factors affecting the outsourcing decisions of the selected hotels in Bay Area, Manila. Candelario Regina F. Thesis title: Supply Chain Management, Restaurants Practices of Buffet and Casual Dining Restaurants in Baler, Aurora. Feria Megi A. Thesis title: Attributes of E-WOM and its influence to consumers' purchase decision in bed and breakfast in Tagaytay City. Ibarra John Michael C. Thesis title: Tourist Motivational Perspective Analysis of Homestay in Banawe, Ifugao, Basis for a Proposed Marketing Model. Montenegro Lexus P. Thesis title: The Relationship Between Aesthetics and Revisit Intention of Customers at Selected Authentic Korean Restaurants in Metro Manila. Nehar Joy N. Thesis title: Effects of Online Tourist Reviews and Social Media Branding on Customers' Booking Decision. Oy Graciel Ann G. Thesis title: Servant Leadership, Organizational Commitment, and Support Leading Towards Team Effectiveness in Selected Coffee Shops in Makati City. Versosa Shena Don P. Thesis title: Revenue Management Practices in Selected Boutique Hotels in Metro Manila. Master of Science in Culinary Arts. De Los Santos Alexis Christine R. Thesis title: Culinary Tourism of Borong Canin in Apalit, Pampanga, Philippines. Basis 4A, proposed Sustainable Development Plan. Doctor in Hospitality Management, Pakiran Sheila B. Dissertation title, The Impact of E-Lands Economy to the Hospitality Workforce, Basis for the Development of Online Mobile Application. Garrido Sheila T. Dissertation title, Culinary Tourism in Bicol, Inputs to a Strategic Marketing Plan. Congratulations, we are so proud of you.
Mr. Mark Ian J. Soriano, Program Chair, School of Tourism.
The School of Tourism is honored to present the graduates for the school year 2019-2020. Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management, Alcala Gerald Glenn. Eusebio Michelle Ann. Evangelista Maria Patricia May. Garcia Camille. Gonzales Nicole. Humacio April. Lectura Jasmine Jayal. Makalinaw Arian Beatriz. Olarte Aubrey. Osabel Rachel. Santos Amy. Santos Melvin Rainier. Vergara Ryan Oliver II. For the Master of Science in Tourism Management, Kapal Mariel S. with the thesis title, Factors Affecting the Muslim Tourist Choice of Halal Concept Hotel. Filye Asuncion with the thesis title, Heritage Tourism Potentials of Southern Iloilo Towards Becoming a Heritage Destination in Region 6. Lalisan April Kim with the thesis title, Travel and Tourist Agencies Perspective on Accessible Tourism in the Philippines. Raza Glainis Karen with the thesis title, Sustainability of Tourism Planning in the Province of Marinduque. Congratulations, graduates. We are very proud of you.
Dr. Ligaya T. Braganza, Program Chair, School of Food Science and Technology.
The School of Food Science and Technology is honored to present the graduates for the year 2019-2020. For the Bachelor of Science in Food Technology, major in Bakery Technology. Asturias, Mark Aaron P. Arieta Yesenia D. Cardinosa Yesenia C. Deswasido Alex B. Makasinag Geraldine S. Mariano Joy Cyril C. Navarro Carwina Ann M. Viri Roxanne O. Zuniga Nico John O. For the Master of Science in Food Science, Apolonio Mary Catherine A. Thesis title, Development of Healthylicious Bean Curds from Pigeon P. Gisulgon and Dominic Louis G. Thesis title, Development of Healthylicious Banana Beets for Selected Hybridized Food Application. Ipan Christine May P. Thesis title, Development of Healthylicious Pigeon P paste. For the Master in Food Safety Management, Asio Archie G. Case paper title, Food Safety and Quality Practices of Selected Public Elementary School Canteens in Tarlac. De la Cruz Glenn Hyde F. Case paper title, Challenges and Issues in Food Quality and Food Safety Program implementation of selected 5-star hotels in Metro Manila, Philippines. Lusong Aljon N. Case paper title, Food Safety and Quality of Artisanal Baked Products Using Risk-Based Audit. Congratulations! We are very proud of you.
Dr. Earl Clarence L. Jimenez, Dean of the School of Music.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2019-2020 of the School of Music. Bachelor of Music, major in Music Education. Atendido Ruth Danay M. Bacalia Carlos C. Casil Gira May C. Galvez Lawrence Marion L. Lapuz Froilan S. Lopez Eduardo Jr. E. Lopez Joseph Radel H. Montelibano Lizel E. Odomene Lea Shaila E. Oliva Dialin M. Perez Lex Rayner B. and Roque Edlenard A. Bachelor of Music, major in Popular Music. Mercado Loisy Bello H. Master of Arts, major in Music Education. Butial Aristeo D. Thesis title, The Use of Body Motion, Gestures, and Imagery to Develop Music Expressivity of the Bulihan National High School Saninlahi Serenata Singers. Raza Rafael M. Thesis title, Enhancing Recording Playing Skills Through Informal Learning Practices. Master of Music, major in Music Education with emphasis in choral conducting. Viray R.J.N. Master of Music, major in Music Education with emphasis in music performance. Manuel Diamond E. Thesis title, Developing a Comprehensive Musicianship Model for Instructional Focus of the San Juan Nepomuceno Band. Master of Music, major in Music Performance. Jiang Shuyao. Rivera Jason C. Tansyongko Lia Ariana E. Yan Lu. Yang Jin. Doctor of Philosophy in Music, major in Ethnomusicology. Velasquez Gloria Rosario S. Dissertation title, Globalizing and Commodifying Music in the Early 20th Century, the 78 RPM recordings in the Philippines, 1900 to 1950s. Congratulations!
Miss Josephine L. Turalba, Dean, School of Fine Arts and Design.
Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Visual Communication. Kurt W. Abad. Jordan F. Kalubayan. Landon C. Catalan. VR Joy M. Estenilla. Leonard James G. Esteves. Hannah Milka I. Javier. Troy Gregory M. Lim. Natalie Jean S. Nazareno. Dean C. Therese A. Plaza. Jaira May G. Santos. Josh Christian G. Ugma. Ashley A. Velasco. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in painting. Jemima N. Abangon. Sean Luis O. Buenaventura. Hyun Lee. L'Oreal Wayne D. Lingat. Roberto M. Mirador. Katrina Bianca T. Tubosa. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Industrial Design. Melvin A. Siabok. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Advertising. ITEAP. Jeffrey P. Carnay. Patricia May D. Dizon. Edison E. Izon. Jasmine G. Prillo. Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. Munir E. Senti. Anne Daylene N. De Leon. Veronica B. Escalona. Myrene Joy F. Fornoles. Jemel P. Manansala. Andrea Luz S. Marimat. Catherine S. Cherubin. Alex Baldwin R. Rabano. Nadia Saeed Saleh. Master of Arts in Fine Arts and Design. Jing Guo. Thesis title, The Inspiration of Traditional Chinese Elements in Contemporary Clothing Design. Denny S. Munoz. Thesis title, Young APA's Visual Literacy Through Socially Engaged Art. Rani Ellen V. Ramos. Thesis title, Transmedia Storytelling, Exploring Filipino Comics Through Motion Graphics. Master in Fine Arts and Design. Carol Ann P. Antonio. Thesis title, Representation, Establishing a Country Brand for the Philippine Furniture Exhibit for International Trade Show Participation. Plen Sarina D. O. Bautista. Thesis title, Visual Language as a Tool for Deaf and Hard of Hearing Learning. Terungwa Dancaro. Thesis title, A Study of Colors, Their Symbolism and Usage as Perceived in the TOR-TIV Paramount Ruler of the TIV People Regalia. Philip Adrian L. Gungab. Thesis title, The Pixel Art Movement, Investigating Pixel Art's Place in Art and Design. Leilani D. L. La Chica. Thesis title, Philippine Art Inspired Fashion. Leonida C. Ona. Thesis title, Mapping Indigenous Philippine Flora, Adapting Geohumanities for User Interface, Mobile Application Design. Evangeline L. Pixon. Thesis title, Ethics in Advertising, an Advocacy Campaign on Truthful Advertising. Ana Roberta Y. Sadia. Thesis title, Creating a Sustainable Art Practice for Filipino Craftsmen.
Mr. Mark Harvey B. Adamson, Program Chair, School of Pharmacy. It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2019-2020 of the School of Pharmacy. Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy, Alanazi Ohud Mohammed. Bunyapi Somparn, Tanapat. Duran Merari Jane. Elijah Analisa D. Lal Tan Lian. Natangkop Amera R. Sane Asma. Valeriano Maria Lorena T. Villagracia Hannah Faith S. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in Clinical Pharmacy. Colonia Lynette Joy B. with thesis title, Effect of Pharmacist Medication Reconciliation and Counseling in the Improvement of Quality of Life of the Ambulatory Dialysis Patients. Eusebio April M. Thesis title, Pharmacists and Training Institutions' Attitudes, Perceptions, and Barriers Towards Experiential Pharmacy Practice in Hospital, a Basis for Capacity Building Program. Mandokdok Jean Claire A. Thesis title, Awareness, Knowledge, and Practices of Residents of Barangays in Ibaan, Batangas on the Use, Storage, and Disposal of Antibiotics, a Basis for Community Development Program Plan. Torkashvan Javad. Thesis title, Formulation and Evaluation of a Chewing Gum Containing L-theanine. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in Management and Administration. Balais Angelica R. Thesis title, Perceived Preparedness of Pharmacy Students to Public Health Practice, Basis for Curriculum Improvement. Bornales Mary Grace G. Thesis title, Dispensing Practices Among Pharmacists and Non-Pharmacist-Owned Independent Community Pharmacies in Bacolod City. Delgado Michelle Antoinette G. Thesis title, Knowledge, Attitudes, and Practices of Independent Community Pharmacists Towards Generic Dispensing. Diaz Romel Valentin L. Thesis title, Evaluation of Level of Competencies of Pharmacists in the Academe among the Schools of Pharmacy in Negros Occidental. Lerado Racil M. Thesis title, Knowledge, Attitude, and Perception of Pharmacists in Bacolod City towards Article 4, Section 31 of Republic Act 10918, a basis for continuing professional development. Mendoza Renson Jed B. Thesis title, Student Pharmacists Competency Level on PhilPSP Community Practice Standards, Basis for an Action Plan for Curriculum Development Enhancement. Sensil Cyril A. Thesis title, Perceptions, Enablers, and Barriers Towards Participation on Continuing Professional Development Among Pharmacists in Negros Occidental, a Basis for Policy Intervention. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in Pharmacy Administration. Arzadon Giselle Jean I. Thesis title, Perception, Attitude, Motivation, Belief, and Intention of Undergraduate Pharmacy Students toward Continuing Professional Development in Selected Schools in the City of Manila. Sister Gea May E. Thesis title, Knowledge and Perceptions of Filipinos in Calabarzon Towards Vaccination. Terrado Christine Marie S. Thesis title, Determinants of Employability of the Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy Graduates of a Selected Higher Education Institution, Basis for Curriculum Enhancement. Congratulations to all of you and good luck. Ms. Vanessa O. Ceballos, Program Chair, School of Nutrition.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2019-2020 for the School of Nutrition. For the Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, Belio Christine B. Concepcion Isabel DJ. Diaz Mark Anthony A. Galion Jemima Guine C. Lares Jolina May L. Laison Alexandra Kate B. Nasino Christine Francesca R. Rivera Bernice Anne Marie F. Rizke Najwa Abdelalim Abdelbari. For the Master of Science in Clinical Nutrition, Bakungan Dale Audrey L. with a thesis title of Dietary Intake Adequacy of Newly Diagnosed Persons Affected by Leprosy in a Tertiary Hospital in North Caloocan City. Congratulations, we are very proud of you.
Dr. Minerva B. De Ala, Dean, School of Nursing.
The School of Nursing is honored to present the graduates of the school year 2019-2020 for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Aghania Didima Odaira, Kalasang Shera Nicole, Dasa Jericho, Lorendo Diza, Miliango Jingjing, Osawa Eloisa, Salvador Robinson. For the Master of Arts in Nursing, Agpawa Theophanes Charmaine, with a thesis title, Knowledge on Preventive Practices of Mothers on Dengue, a study towards creation of environmental health website. Al-Rasdi Nympha, with a thesis title, Type 2 Diabetes Mellitus, a case study. Kabik Maria Carissa Joy, with a thesis title, Awareness and Extent of Preventive Practices on Rabies Among Mothers in Selective Barangay in Muntinlupa City towards designing an electronic dissemination campaign material. Claveria Jolene Camille, with a thesis title, Live Experiences of Breast Cancer Survivors in Western Pangasinan. Dalena Carolina, with a thesis title, Live Experiences of Civilian Nurses Working in Military Hospitals. Daya Groderick, thesis title, Infection Control Practitioners' Challenges in the Implementation of Infection Control Program, a Phenomenological Inquiry. Dimaisip Mary Jo Ann, with the thesis title, Dengvaxia Controversy, Its Perceived Effects on the Immunization Program of Department of Health. Diwi Marita Kumala, with thesis title, Mental Health Literacy Among College Nursing Students in a Selected College in Indonesia. Diacene Ken, with a thesis title, Bullying Among Nurses in Selected Health Facilities in Middle East. Garcia Ann Grace, thesis title, Job Stress and Performance Among Police Nurses of Philippine National Police General Hospital. Garcia Cheryl Ann, Thesis title, Experiences of Healthcare Provider in Nursing Home Care. Hirames Joan Ralcin, thesis title, Degree of Seriousness of Occupational Stress Among Nurses in Prince Sultan Military Medical City. Manalo Erilyn Lee, thesis title, Home Healthcare Setting Among Nurses in Middle East. Onghongko Maridet, thesis title, Compliance to Safety and Functionality Standards during Disaster of Selected Government Hospital. Palomares Richelle, thesis title, Challenges of Nurses with 2 or more patients in medical intensive care in a selected hospital in Qatar. Raffles Glennie Rose Vieira, thesis title, The Life Journey of Foreign Nurses in Japan. Restua Arlene, thesis title, Competencies of Nurses in Managing Tracheostomy-Related Emergencies in Tertiary Hospital in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Romano Maria M. Rose, with thesis title, A Case Study of Breast Cancer Survivors. Salvador Rica Edith, thesis title, Level of Knowledge of Nurses in Hand Hygiene in Selected Tertiary Government Hospital in Manila. Basis for Enhanced Hand Hygiene Program. Santos Rayhan Onsik, with thesis title, Challenges of Apheresis Nurses in Blood Donation Center in Qatar. Sasa Rosel Joanne, thesis title, Exploring the Life of Lupus Warriors, a Phenomenological Study. Shoho Sabina, with thesis title, Nurses' Experiences in the Implementation of the Surgical Wound Care Dressing Pathway in Selected Health Center in Qatar. Sukarno Alaysa Rahil Ilma Verno, thesis title, Disaster Preparedness of Nurses in Selected Hospital in North Sulawesi in Indonesia. Basis for Enhanced Staff Development Plan. Ventura Eileen, thesis title, Robotic Surgery in Nursing, a Qualitative Study. Congratulations, we are very proud of you.
And Mr. Sherwin B. Toriano, Program Chair, School of Medical Technology.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates of 2019-2020 of the School of Medical Technology. Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology, Said Ferdos Mohammed. Master of Science in Medical Technology, Peralta Charmaine P., with the thesis title, Detection of Selected Microorganisms Using Antibody Functionalized Gold Nanoparticles. Reyes Ralph A., thesis title, Protocol for Nested Polymerase Chain Reaction to Detect Cryptosporidium parvum in Stool Samples, a Comparative Methodology. Master of Science in Health Systems Management, Aragon Marie Liljidan. Thesis title, Level of Job Satisfaction of Nurses in Selected Hospitals in Lucena City, Implication to Turnover and Quality of Care. Congratulations, and we are very proud of you.
And now, before we call the graduates of academic year 2020 and 2021, may I call on the PWU Jasams Randalia to give an intermission number. Thank you, PWU Jasam Strandalia, for that very wonderful intermission number. Now, may we call on once again the deans and program chairs to call their graduates for academic year 2020-2021. Dr. Leonardo Munaling, Dean, School of Arts and Sciences.
The graduates from the School of Arts and Sciences for academic year 2020-2021 for Bachelor of Arts in Communication Arts. Bayas Gabriel and Marie. Cabalhug Alvin Rafael. Camenia Aliana Joyce, Etiap. Chan Marife, Etiap. Datugan Precious Eve. De la Cruz Krista, Etiap. Ibora Chester Allen, Etiap. Stanislaw Jesse James. Palencia Stephanie Faye. Pascual Emil. Perez Kija. Ray Marraine Therese. Tabilog Vanessa Joy. For Bachelor of Arts, major in Psychology. Arnaiz Kate. Azupardo Riza Vanessa. Cruz Drew Andre Marie, cum laude. De Belen Kim Beatriz, Loyalty Awardee. De la Cruz Krisha May. Falier Stephanie Ann. Garduce Ricky Marie, magna cum laude. Glor Princess Angelita. Gonzales Juan Franzea. Gonzales Stephen. Hernandez Patricia. Lim Gino Angelo. Mangawil Rhea Jem Shana. Mangaring Mary Joyce. Mariano Carmela. Murente Julia May, Honorable Mention and Loyalty Awardee. Nidera Triksha V. Marie. Nuinay Lian Carl. Rosette Rica Maribeth. Valenzuela Christine Denise. Villafuerte Maria Teresa. Yu Clarissa Bernadette. For Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science. Atienza Maria Camille, Honorable Mention. Escalona Giselle, Honorable Mention. Galliano and Andrea May. Nipomuceno Janela Marel. Vergara Audrey. For Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Arcal Andrea Nicole, Honorable Mention. Kasser Brian Joshua. Dawal Lorraine Lay. Olabarrieta Juan Miguel. Tumala Kyle Nicole, cum laude. For Master of Arts in Psychology with specialization in Industrial Psychology. Tipase Maria Athena Gale. For Master of Arts in Psychology with specialization in Clinical Psychology. Ginto Nerain. ni Liang Jeffrey. For Master of Arts in Guidance and Counseling, Wu Jian Yun. And for Master of Science in Environmental Management, Francisco Maria Cristina. Thank you and congratulations.
Dr. Shirley A. Padua, Dean, School of Education.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2020-2021 of the School of Education. Bachelor of Elementary Education, Agaw Angelica May A. Aguilar Faith G. Buranday Jessa D. Honorable Mention. Dones Andrea Paula A. Fernandez Kyla A. Summa Cum Laude. Mendoza Maria Ann Pauline H. Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. Alapan Regine J. Patulot Marcela Isabel D. Piliado Eloisa S. Mania Cum Laude. Villota Jem Michelle D. Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Management. Casais Annalyn Yu. This is titled, Vehicle Promoting Preschool Teaching Learning Delivery through Inquiry-Based Learning Approach. Katuwiran Lorelisa V. This is titled, The PWU Jose Abad Santos Memorial School Jasm's Way, Endeavoring Excellence Through Decades of Progressive Education. Chen Kian. This is titled, Challenges of Flexible Learning Environment Among Chinese Students, Inputs to Technology Integrated Learning. Gongora Ana Lisa. This is titled, A Close Encounter with the Google Classroom Tools for Assessing the Student's Performance. Mamaed Ana Rodora P. This is titled, Challenges Faced by the Basic Education Teachers in the Teaching of Primary Mathematics, the Mother Tongue-Based Multilingual Education. Vinarao Aliana S. This is titled, Correlates of Roles Stressors and Occupational Stress of Selected Public Elementary Teachers Towards a Stress Reduction Program. Master of Arts in Education, major in Early Childhood Education. Bacolcol RDC. This is titled, Situational Factors Influencing Interpersonal Relationship of Kindergarten Pupils. De Guzman Michelle C. This is titled, Reviving Reading Before Bedtime Through a Video Blog, Emergent Literacy Skills of Children ages 3 to 5 in Focus. Gamboa Maria Luisa A. This is titled, Kindergarten Learners' Learning Styles and Their Parents' Teaching Styles, Inputs to a Webinar on Parents as Teachers in the New Normal. Hafiz Anisa. This is titled, E-Books as Instructional Materials in Preschool, Leading to an Enhanced Reading Program. Yanes Celeste C. This is titled, Exploring the Potential of the Strategies for Teaching based on Autism Research STAR Program in Nurturing the Digital Well-Being of the Young Learners with Autism Spectrum Disorder. Tumaob Gretchen Anna R. This is titled, Once Upon a Time in a Craft, Storytelling and Art Activities as Potent Tools in Enhancing the Critical Thinking Skills of Young Learners. Wong Amaranth M. This is titled, Reshaping the Preschool Mathematics Curriculum in the New Normal Era, feedback from the parents, and the teacher's modular instructional assessment. Master of Arts in Education, major in English Language. Ablihan Mary Ann G. Thesis title, The Digital Teacher Now on Board, Knowledge, Skills, and Attitudes of Secondary Educators in Instructional Video Development for Literature. Dumali Redentor T. Thesis title, Language Adaptation Training for the BPO, A Trajectory of Oral Proficiency. Doctor of Philosophy in Education, major in Educational Management. Amit Adolfo S. Dissertation title, Acceptability of e-courseware in the Teaching of Arts, Inputs to Action Plan towards DepEd's Computerization Program. Balite Agnes Lois L. Dissertation title, The Litany of Challenges and Adjustments Among Teachers in the Division of Northern Summer During the COVID-19 Pandemic, a Phenomenological Approach. Castrense Simonette A. Dissertation title, Rationalizing Master Teachers' Functions vis-a-vis Leadership Skills Towards a Leadership Framework and Explanatory Sequential Mixed Method. Desierto Nemia B. Loyalty Awardee. Dissertation title, Mirroring the Phases of Leadership During the New Normal, Instructional Supervision Practices of School Leaders at the Fore. Hu Wei. Dissertation title, Teachers' Legal Cognition of the Disciplinary Authority of Public Primary Schools of Mainland China, Inputs to Action Plan on Student Discipline. Wang Hong Tian. Dissertation title, Occupational Well-Being of Selected University Teachers in Shandong Province, China. Polo Teresita R. Dissertation title, Teachers' Level of Organizational Commitment and Their Burnout at the Crossroads of the New Normal in Education. Rentero Rodelisa T. Loyalty Awardee. Dissertation title, The Interconnectivity of a Fully Online Learning Environment, Preschool, Teachers, and Parents Collaborative Partnership. Tuason Maria Lisa E. Loyalty Awardee. Dissertation title, Transformative Leadership, a Vehicle to Post-Secondary School Outcomes for Learners with Disabilities. Wu Li Ping. Dissertation title, Parental Roles in the Development of Personal and Social Values, the Chinese Perspective.
Ms. Evelyn B. Valencia, Program Chair, Philippine School of Social Work.
The Philippine School of Social Work is proud to present the graduates for Bachelor of Science in Social Work school year 2020-2021. Bersamina Jasmine. Dapitan Mary Eunice. Gavito Julius. Guro Clyde Alexander. Julian Roslin. Lagman Mona Lisa. Mabait Leticia. Magkawas Rose Denise. Nomyo Yona. Kison Elaine Joy. Bracelis Mercy. Viado Lynn Hennessy. The graduates for Master of Science in Social Work: Alcedo Jasper, Balana Jerry, Valdez Arlen, Ventura Mercy Grace. Congratulations, graduates!
Ambassador Rosario G. Manalo, Dean of the Helena C. Benitez School of International Relations and Diplomacy.
The School of Helena C. Benitez for Diplomacy and International Relations is honored to present the graduates for the year 2020-2021. Belarma John Angelo A. Velasquez Marsh Joelson S. Candelaria James Cyrus L. Cornelius Iris E. Hestiada Ashley Laura J. Colioso Clark Carlo P. Magpayo Shelny Kianar B. Manabat Joshua J. Ramirez Hazel Jade D. Valios Dalizay Villanueva Miguel Angelo V. Congratulations, having graduated with very good grades, all of you I know, and I look forward to you having successful careers in the future with the degree that you have obtained from the Helena Benitez Z School of Diplomacy at Philippine Women's University. I wish you all the best.
Dr. Felina C. Yang, OIC Dean, Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education.
Conrado Benitez Institute for Business Education. The graduates for school year 2020-2021. Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. Austria Emmanuel N. Frilles Florisa A. Medina Leorin Faye Y. Uy Joanna H. The graduates for Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Entrepreneurial Management. Almendral Adrian Carlo P. Hamad Gadain Bakit El Muhera. Valderrama Joshua Evangelo A. Zeta Michelle B. Bachelor of Science in Entrepreneurship. Bakar Manilin A. Baking Justine Rain W. Datin Ginoo Marie Faye P. Martinez Maria Antoinette B. Reyes Sarah Angela A. Tagupa Hannah Patricia P. The graduates of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Marketing Management. Agnazata Lennox Dred A. Boris Camille S. Ulahan Argeli T. Kahefe Bianca Andre T. David Rhea C. Ding Yi. Laures Rona Liza G. Mohamed Ali Abdu Sulaiman. Perelio Estil Villa B, cum laude. Han Micah Faith T, cum laude. Victoria Cherise May M. Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Alcera Myra Risa. Anguiwan Juliet B. Asercion Janice M. Bautista Aura G. Bautista Joseph Peter L. Bola Karen Joyce C. Bulyoso Elmer G. Kalonghe Donavi B. Chavez Jose Jr. N. Clavite Rowena C. Covin Jedaline E. Cruz Jose Reynante G. Cruz Mark Jason S. Quizon Jason R. Daluping Rica Joy J. De Guzman Maria Fatima M. De Leon Maria Amanda G. De La Rosa Denise Angela M. Ino Lucila M. Dumlao Mark N. Eclavea Mark Anthony T. Escarcha Maria Janice S. Ferulin Robert G. Gogo Irene Giselle G. Habok Sharon May D. Hurtado Ina Celine F. Janova Ellen O. Jarina Christine C. Johnson Irish S. Castrilla Sanilin C. Yesenia Brendaline A. Mariano Emily F. Mariano Mary Lord G. Miranda Gemma O. Moncawe Elmer Jr. D. Natividad Arnel P. Natividad Maria Desiree F. Navidad Antonio L. Ogues Liana Erica V. Olberon Janice N. Hortaleza Maria Herlita G. Pascual Jovet V.S. Eugenia Anabel R. Relevo Maria Katrina Jean T. Reynancia Amihan M. Santiago Francis D. O. Seymour Clain M. Suicano John Christopher R. Tan Cheryl Lisel M. Villamar Marijo T. Villanueva J. C. Zamora Jonilyn A. The graduates for Master in Business Administration. Kawilan Cyrene L. Colyamco Mary Ann. Juarez Julray L. Yang Dongpin. Louis Ruicong. Thesis title, service quality attributes influencing customers' loyalty for smartphones in China. Magundayaw, Leah Joyce S. Thesis title, Financial Performance of Philippine Banking Before and During Crisis, a Comparative Study. Morico Mary Ann R. Thesis title, Impact of Management Variables in a Virtual Environment on Organizational Effectiveness. Perez Annie Rose S. Perez Julie Ann R. Villaluna Serene G. Thesis title, Factors Influencing Consumer Buying Behavior on Online Shopping Channels in Manila. Salceda Leah G. Yang Yi Wen. Thesis title, Correlation of Selected Economic Indicators to Philippine Economic Growth Inputs for a Time Series Model. Zhang Kaidi. Thesis title, An Investigation on Aspects Affecting a Manager's Self-Development. Master in Business Administration with specialization in Industrial Security Management. Pamintuan Jose Alberto P. Thesis title, Resiliency and Risk Reduction of Park Inn at Radisson North EDSA, Basis of a Risk and Disaster Management Model and Program. Master in Business Administration and Social Entrepreneurship and Management. Baez Myra L. Thesis title, The Impact of Supply Chain Variables and Service Quality Dimensions on the Lean Supply Chain Management at Lufthansa. Master in Public Administration. Alcantara Armon G. Estibar Heidi May P. Thesis title, A Policy on Employment Retention of Civil Human Resources of the Philippine Navy. Francisco Jeannie Ann P. Laksamana Eileen A. Tan Alfredo Jr. C. Thesis title, Non-Bankable Transaction Method, Basis for Legal Shopping for Small Value Procurement. Dufere Roselyn Oyidia. Thesis title, Policy Analysis and its Influence on the Educational Performance of the University of Nigeria, NUCA System, in the city of Nugu, State, Nigeria. Vergara Andre J. Doctor in Business Administration. Tayono Bambang 3, dissertation title, Pancasila Strategic Management and its Effects on Indonesian Companies, a Business Performance Model. Naval Lester P. Dissertation title, Moderating Role of Conflict Management Styles on the Influence of Conflict on Hospital Employees' Work Engagement and Performance. Doctor in Business Management. Abaygar Rumar R. Dissertation title, The Effects of Crisis Management on Resilience among Lodging Establishments in Region 8 towards a Business Continuity Management Model. Gamboa Jo Ann C. Dissertation title, The Mediating Effects of Innovation, Performance, and differentiation strategy on the relationship between entrepreneurial orientation and firm performance of selected companies in Central Luzon. Doctor in Business Management with specialization in Hospitality Management. Afable Franny M. Dissertation title: Entrepreneurship Skills in Farm Tourism Towards Development of a Agri-Neurship Framework for Mimaropa Region. Cortez Lurhen T. Dissertation title: The Role of Tourist Behavior and its Marketing Implications to Do It Packages of the Travel Services Sector during COVID-19 Pandemic. Pineda Pierre Potenciana L. Dissertation title: Cruise Visitor Management Practices in Turquoise Triangle for Sustainable Cruise Tourism Destinations in Southeast Asian Region. These are the graduates of school year 2020 to 2021. Thank you.
Dr. Efremuel Jose L. Abellana, Dean, School of Hospitality Management.
For the school year 2020-2021, it is my honor to present to you the graduates of the School of Hospitality Management. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Hospitality Management. Navarro Nicolas Toyn B.E. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Culinary Management. Jelendon Alisa May T. Salvador Rafael Johnber L. Servillon Chelsea Annette. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management with specialization in Cruise Line Operations Management. Kahanding Joseph M. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, specializing in Culinary Arts and Technology. Rivera Eileen May N. Bachelor of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Benido Cyril D. Dagot Rosel Dina A. Nakwa Sunshine S. Ocampo Juby B. Babilonia Imelda B. Ramirez Leonila M. Reva Delio Joseph Anthony D. Sino Remeheo Jr. U. Serador Mary Jane Z. Master of Science in Hotel and Restaurant Management. Basas Paula May D. Benigta Eugene Emmanuel C. Thesis title: Sustainability in Marketing Practices as Tourist Motivations, Basis for Batanes Homestay Standardization. Diamante Jackie H. Thesis title: Compliance Level of Food Safety Practices of Takeout and Delivery Services in Selected Restaurants in Marikina City, Basis for a Proposed Manual of Standards. Himaline Cheska Florence M. Thesis title: Significant Performance of Casual Dining Restaurants in Tagaytay City during the recovery phase, Basis for a Proposed Digital Marketing Program. Ladiero Romel P. Thesis title: Environmental Impact of Surf Tourists in Sabang Beach, Basis for a Proposed Sustainable Development Model. Ligarda Yamina S. Thesis title: the impact of employees with communication disabilities on customers' perception of service quality delivery. Madre Lijas Folepro Alberto G. Thesis title, Gluten-Free Cakes Using Naturally Pigmented Heirloom Rice, Oriza sativa Varieties. Martinez Nina Joy J. Thesis title, Relationship of Purchase Intention and Purchasing Power of Millennials Towards Organic Foods. Matanggihan Jasmine A. Thesis title, Cost Control Knowledge, Attitude and Practices of Selected Cafeterias Businesses in Batangas, a basis for standard food and beverage cost control program. Mendoza Maria Erica F. Thesis title, Significant Practices of Metro Tagaytay Wedding Suppliers, Basis for Sustainable Wedding Event Management Guidelines. Padamada Jericho T. Thesis title, The Acceptability of Ilocano Doodle Delicacy, Basis for Culinary Tourism in Paway, Ilocos Norte. Tobias Rose Ann R. Thesis title, Effectiveness of Business Strategies as Implemented in Selected Coffee Shops in Cavite in the New Normal, a Proposed Business Community Plan. Tongson Carmela C. Master of Science in Culinary Arts. Abiva Rogelio Jr. A. Thesis title, Application of Extracted Diochima alvarezia to develop a paste food mixture. Pelayo Hines D. Thesis title, Perceived Satisfaction in Online Baking Courses, Basis for Standard Learning Delivery and Modality Model. Santo Domingo Hernani J. Doctor in Hospitality Management. Baluyot Michael Bobet B. Dissertation title, Brand Performance Analysis of Selected Casual Dining Restaurants in National Capital Region, Basis for Proposed Strategic Brand Mechanism Framework. Banzel Emily V. Dissertation title, The Role of Corporate Social Responsibility on Business Returns of Selected Casual Dining Restaurants in NCR, Basis for Business Return Model. Castillo Cedira B. Dakiel Marie Aina Angeli P. Dissertation title, Tourism Destination Management of Palawan vis-a-vis the National Tourism Development Plan 2016-2022, Basis for Enhancement. Jimenez Maria Dina D. Dissertation title, Services Strategy and Innovation in the Food Service Industry, Basis for a Competitive Advantage Model. Lobrino Joan D. Dissertation title, The Development of the Province of Bataan as Potential Food Hub Amidst the Pandemic, Basis for a Food Chain Model. Razon J. P. Sapi Dulce Ref P. Shotico Heidi P. Congratulations, we are so proud of you.
Mr. Mark Ian J. Soriano, Program Chair, School of Tourism.
For the school year 2020-2021, it is my honor to present to you the graduates of the School of Tourism. For the Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management, Alcantara Marvili Joy, Balmores Rowena, Bermejo Micaela, Dakuwag Sheila Marie, Daradar Mary Jean, De La Cruz Angela Therese, Duran Lorena May, Flora Morin Joy, Galang Maria Angelica, Grencio Sarah Jane, Jao Rachel Ann, Maranan Charlene, Medina Amy. Presbitero Shania Cheska. Razon Jerazi. Romero Ayola Cher. Salting Gilbert. Chongson Peter John. Ugaddan Alaysa Marie. Versosa Nicole Ann. For Masters of Science in Tourism Management, Bernas Niña Rica, with thesis title Sustainable Cultural and Heritage Tourism in Camarines Norte during and post-COVID-19. Corpus Dane, with thesis title Career Development of Master of Science in Tourism Management graduates in the new tourism and hospitality industry. De Castro Mary Joy, with a thesis title Level of Quality Service Towards an Overall Customer Satisfaction in Selected Beach Resorts in La Ia, San Juan, Batangas. Magararo Nino, with a thesis title Exploring Organizational Resilience of Travel Agencies in Calabar Zone in Times of COVID-19 Pandemic. Pulong Barik Jade Fortis, with a thesis title Sustainable Tourism Livelihood Based on Community-Based Approach in Tingloy, Batangas. Rolda Patricia, with a thesis title Achieving Competitive of the Tourism Industry After COVID-19 in Ternate and Tagaytay. Congratulations, graduates!
Dr. Ligaya T. Braganza, Program Chair, School of Food Science and Technology.
The School of Food Science and Technology is honored to present the graduate for the year 2020-2021. For the Master of Science in Food Science, Lat Mark Anthony C. Thesis title, Development of Plant-Based Nutrilicious Emergency Food Reserve. Congratulations! We are proud of you.
Dr. Earl Clarence L. Jimenez, Dean of the School of Music.
Bachelor of Music, major in Music Performance. Zambrano, Rogelio Jr. C. Bachelor of Music, major in Music Education. Pantaden, Hannah G. Serrano, Russell Joan T. Badil, Sarah Patricia Amrafael F. Bachelor of Music, major in Popular Music. Lambot Reggie. Lakian Nimrod B. Sarte Christ Jeros V. Master of Arts, major in Ethnomusicology. Dayao Marie Angelica A. Thesis title, Tradition, Power, and Spectacle in Paetes Marching Band Practices. Master of Music, major in Music Performance. Balahadia Digayu Karina Gay M. Lumagi Dorothy C. Master of Arts, major in Music Education with emphasis in Kodai approach. Antiqueño Ros Benita Michelle C. Doctor of Philosophy in Music, major in Music Performance. Gahe Rudel Joy R. Dissertation title, Debussy's Paterhines as reflected in his piano chamber works, piano trio in G major, cello sonata, and violin sonata. Goles Rudolph Cesar P. Dissertation title, Rosendo y Santos Jr.'s 12 piano pieces in the 12-tone technique, a modern Filipino work for solo piano influenced by the Second Viennese School and its unique significance in Filipino piano literature. Doctor of Philosophy in Music, major in Ethnomusicology. Montano Lilimay F. Dissertation title, Village Life, Festival and Transformation, Ifugao Music and Society in the 21st Century.
Ms. Josephine L. Turalba, Dean, School of Fine Arts and Design.
The Graduates, School of Fine Arts and Design. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Visual Communication. Gabriel Art P. Agapito. Lemur C. Barbado. Ariel Therese M. Quadra. Angelica Marie D. Girao. Marlon B. Marcos. Gian Miguel V. Mateo. Jillian Michael V. Mao. Hilary Ann U. Nagit. Teresa S. Nicolas. Luvia Marie P. Ramos. James T. Tabagin. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Industrial Design. Benelin G. Bruno. Lian Ancherie D. Unabia. Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Advertising, under ITEAP. Noel S. De La Cruz. Susana Mabel O. Lequin. Jason M. Mondigo. Bachelor of Science in Interior Design. Paula Bianca M. Aragon. Shane Andrea G. Badeo. Merlane Lynette R. Cadiz. Keith Lynn B. Kai. Jerry May Cementina. Ariane Bear N. Fabellion. Joanna Ira Marie N. Faigones. Patricia Ella M. Go. Mary Joyce T. Ligas. Jillian Marie Q. Medrano. Shelly Kyle B. Moyano. Matthew Emmanuel U. Pamisal. Chelsea Maris T. Ponciano. Nicole Angel L. Pre. Jan Alexis D. Raka. Sang Soo A. Rock. Adriel Jade A. Ricafranca. Maria Pia Camille V. Velasco. Master in Fine Art and Design, Marlon D. Barnuevo. Thesis title, Advocating for Industrial Design in the Philippines through Design Activism. Christopher Q. Gozum. Thesis title, Exploratory Case Study on Curating Collaborative Design Learning Activities with Pugon Artisans of Bayambang, Pangasinan.
Mr. Mark Harvey B. Adamson, Program Chair, School of Pharmacy. It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2020-2021 of the School of Pharmacy. Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. Abdallah Fatima Mohammed Sharif. Austria Angelica B. Bangkola Adia Aryan A. Ito Maria Susana A. Bernasol Jomelyn D. Bayria Catherine Dane P. Brasileño Ria M. De Mesa Hosana J. De la Cruz Jasmine B. Pa Praise Onyekachi. Galase Fräulein Kathleen O. Lansangan Rosa L. Malate Janela Jane G. Nazareno Mariel R. Paguntalan Aryan Felice P. Paharin Shenry Joey M. Peña Marianita B. Rakman Amira T. Rilio Marcelina P. Uguchukwu Vivian O.B. Vidalio Yiza May M. Virtudaso Jade C. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in clinical pharmacy and research. Ahmed Abdelrahman Salaheldin Osman with thesis title Mental Health Status of Hospital Pharmacists During COVID-19 Pandemic, Basis for a Proposed Mental Health Program. Okwara Amaranatha Chidima. Thesis title, Adherence to Medication and Nutrition Among Diabetic Patients. Salat Bisharo. Thesis title, Knowledge, Attitude, and Practices Towards Adverse Drug Reaction Reporting Among the Community Pharmacists in Ermita, Malate, Manila. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in clinical pharmacy. Kagurangan Cheryl C. with thesis title, Drug-Related Problems in Pediatric Drug Therapy at Tertiary Care Hospital, a basis for a proposed pharmacy intervention. Medrano Cara Marie Venice P. Thesis title, Drug Utilization Review in Outpatient Department at Philippine Children's Medical Center, a basis for further optimization of the DUR program. Master of Science in Pharmacy with specialization in Management and Administration. Miranda Christian Noel M. with thesis title, In Vitro Mammalian Alpha-Glucosinase Inhibitory Activity of the Fruit Peel Extract of Hylocereus polyrisus. Congratulations to all of you and good luck. Ms. Vanessa O. Ceballos, Program Chair, School of Nutrition.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates for the year 2020-2021 for the School of Nutrition. For the Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, Kalubat Meryl Nicole Angela F. David Aliana Bianca C. Tumbokon Kyla Patricia R. For the Master of Science in Clinical Nutrition, Caldejon Cecil C. with a thesis title of Lifestyle Behaviors, Body Mass Index, Waist Circumference, and Waist Hip Ratio among Filipino seafarers and cargo shipping vessels, a cross-sectional study. Tondo Marcy A. with a thesis title of Glycemic Responses of Healthy Volunteers to Young Philippine Pig Breeders. Congratulations, we are very proud of you.
Dr. Minerva B. De Ala, Dean, School of Nursing.
Okay, the School of Nursing is honored to present the graduates for the year 2020-2021. For the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Agoncillo Asley, Arosa Cristina, Bacani Heidi, Bagid Marian, Biscay Angelique Austin, Diono Rhea, Estacio Kimi Rose, Fabros Benjuboy, Faigmani Paula Marie, Feng Lihoy, Lim Jaira, Nichao Chen, Matibag Rachel, Morales Roman Carlos, Olatonji Taiwo Cristiana, Osipo Aisoken, Santiago Maila, Song Jenglin, Zhu Yazi, Zhang Leye. For Master of Arts in Nursing, Abala Jeremiah Joylin, thesis title, Quality of Life, Life Satisfaction and Independence on Activities of Daily Living Among Elderly in a Nursing Home. Adriano Melanie, thesis title, Mother-Newborn Child Relationships in Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, a case study. Aguas Stephanie Lin, thesis title, Clients Living with Diabetic Foot Ulcer, a case study. Alvarez Abigail Freya Verna, with thesis title, New Nurse Leaders, Attributes and Competencies in Selected Hospital in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Andres Admiral, thesis title, Anxiety Level Among Frontline Nurses in COVID-19 Pandemic. Borja Maricar, thesis title, Adaptation of Cardiac Unit Nurses Towards New Trends and Innovation of Saudi Vision 2030, a qualitative study. Caballero Jennifer, thesis title, Exploring the Lives of the Postnatal Nurses in the Middle East. Kahuday Ray, thesis title, The Journey of Float Nurses Experience in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Cristobal Michel, thesis title, Maximizing Efficiency on the Ophthalmology Operating Room, a Turnaround Time, Study for Quality Improvement Initiative. Dadu Sarah Jane, thesis title, The Pearls and Perils of Adolescent Mother, a case study. Extra Princess, Falik Connie, with thesis title, Systemic Lupus Erythematosus, a case study. Ferido Catherine Joy, thesis title, Challenges of Surgical Intensive Care Nurses in Liver Transplant Care in Qatar. Fernandez Wilma, Garcia Janice, thesis title, Leadership Styles of Nurse Managers, effects on the nursing staff in the selected hospital in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Garcia Maria Jelin, thesis title, Experiences and Perspectives of the Burn Survivors, Inputs for Protocol Development. Garon Judy Ann, Level of Knowledge of Human Papillomavirus and Attitude Towards HPV Vaccine among Healthcare Students in Selected University in Saudi Arabia, a Quantitative Study. Grumis Daphne Rose, Giman Gretchen, with thesis title, The Full Range Leadership Model in the Individualization of Staff Management of Nurse Unit Managers in COVID-19 Intensive Care Units. Hamdan Rashima, thesis title, Compassion Fatigue Amidst the COVID-19 Pandemic among ICU Nurses in a Selected Hospital in United Kingdom. Logroño Kenneth, thesis title, Assessment of the Perceived Just Culture Among Nurses, a Cross-Sectional Study. Lumuma Sirian, thesis title, The Impact of Saudization Among Nurses in the Middle East. Mendoza Michael John, thesis title, Clinical Performance of Millennial Nurses Among Selected Hospital in Batangas, an application of Herzberg two-factor theory of motivation. Mosngi Brian, thesis title, Cross-Cultural Communication Competence of Filipino Nurses Working in Qatar Home Care Settings. O Santos Edilin, thesis title, Job Satisfaction as Determinant to Job Retention Towards Development of Retention Plan. Pasi Hanilin, thesis title, The Impact of Working Environment and Job Satisfaction of Filipino Nurses Working in a Selected COVID-19 Facility in United Arab Emirates. Pandangan Aiza, thesis title, Nurses' Knowledge, Skills, and Attitude in the Assessment of Post-Operative Pressure Ulcers for Patients in a Tertiary Hospital in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Pugal Kim, Racela Bryan, thesis title, Patients with Severe Acute Respiratory Distress Syndrome, a Case Study. Reyes Rudelia, thesis title, Perceived Benefits and Barriers of Cross-Training of Staff Nurses in a Selected Private Hospital in Manila, Basis for Enhancement of Training Program. Ricero Mary Rose, Rivero Gurley, thesis title, A Case Study on Patient with Traumatic Brain Injury. Sabado Cheryl, thesis title, The Readiness of VLMC, AFP-HSC in Emerging and Re-Emerging Diseases, Development of Program Enhancement. Saludsong Alaida, thesis title, Infertile Couples Who Underwent Assisted Reproductive Technologies, a Case Study. Saludsong Alaisa, thesis title, Isotretinoin Usage and its Effects on Pregnancy. San Juan Joanes, Sandoval Katrina Veronica, Sapon Charmaine, thesis title, The Filipino Nurse in a Strange Land, a Phenomenological Study. Sarto Miresa Ann, thesis title, The Lives of Primary Care Nurses in the Midst of Pandemic in a Middle Eastern Country. Tabayag Johannes Joy, Talay Richel. Tapawan Ana Marie Carla. Thesis title, Degree of Burnout Among Nurse Managers and Leadership, Efficacy in a Selected Hospital in Qatar. Torrichilia Lily. Thesis title, Stories of Filipino Overseas Workers Survivors of COVID-19 in Abu Dhabi. Tubiliha Tristan. Thesis title, Nurses' Compliance to Infection Prevention and Control Practices at the Government-Managed COVID-19 Field Swabbing Station in Qatar. Umandap Donna. Thesis title, Nurse Leaders in the Midst of Pandemic in a Long-Term Facility in a Middle Eastern Country. Villarubia Rhea Elisa. Thesis title, 12-Hour Nursing Shift in a Selected Hospital in Surigao del Sur and Evaluation. Wang Caixia. Thesis title, Challenge-Based Learning of Nursing Students in a Selected College in Shandong City. Wilaiti Mary Joy. Thesis title, Barriers to the Facilitators of Nurses' Compliance with Occupational Exposure, Standard Precaution, i.e. Delphi Method. Yamsuan Nino Pucholo. Thesis title, Conquering Breast Cancer Patients Among Reproductive Age Women. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing, Adiviso Fides. Dissertation title, Mental Health Literacy, Psychological Distress, and Health-Seeking Behavior of Nursing Students during the COVID-19 Pandemic, Inputs for Policy and Program Development. Bagsik Gilbert. Biopsychosocial Health Status of Nurses assigned at COVID-19 units of selected hospital. Basis for a Workplace Wellness Program. Gao Ru. Dissertation title, The Mental Health Problems Among Residents in Yan, China, Experiencing Earthquake, Inputs for Existing Mental Health Policy. Li Yuan. Dissertation title, Correlation of Disease-Related Information, Early Symptoms, Characteristic and Influencing Factors to Quality of Life among Post-Intensive Care Syndrome patients. Liu Zhu. Nemes Christopher. Dissertation title, Towards Enhanced Program, Correlates and Demographic Differences on Infection Prevention and Control Implementation and Practices of Selected Hospital and Healthcare Workers. Peng Si Jing. Qi Xiaoyan. Raneses Maria Delia. Dissertation title, Hospital Emergency Response Preparedness in the Province of Albay. Yu Rong. Dissertation title, Training Needs Assessment on Disaster Management of Nurses in Sichuan Province of China. Xing Qiyan. Zhao King. Zhu Hua. Congratulations, we are very proud of you.
And Mr. Sherwin B. Toriano, Program Chair, School of Medical Technology.
It is with great pride that I present to you the graduates of the year 2020-2021 of the School of Medical Technology. Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology, La Luna Elaine A. Melo Rafael Antonio B. Santa Teresa Jeremy Ann S. For the Master of Science in Medical Technology, Bitenyo Glenna H. with a thesis titled Activity of Glycine Max Against Multi-Drug-Resistant Bacteria. Gallardo Nigel McHale A. Thesis titled Activity of Spondeus purpurea and Hylocereus costarricensis extract against Aedes aegypti. Israel J. Andrea Vea D. Thesis titled Mollucicidal Activity of Codeum variegatum ethanolic leaf extract against Oncomelania quadrasi var. Hopensis. For our Master of Science in Health Systems Management, Guerrero Christine R. Thesis titled Competencies of Medical Laboratory Personnel, Basis for Developing a Health Training Program. Israel Wilmore V. Thesis title, Emergency Maternity Tent Facility for Disaster-Prone LGUs, an advocacy model for integration in the LDRRM plan towards sustainability. Congratulations, and we are very proud of you.
May we ask Dr. Felina C. Young, our University Chancellor and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, to please award the students who are graduating with the highest honor.
The honor graduates for school year 2019-2020. Bartolo Rodfield L., Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, cum laude. The honor graduates for school year 2020-2021. Ramirez Hazel Jade D., Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Service, honorable mention. Atienza Maria Camille A., Bachelor of Science in Environmental Science, honorable mention. Arcal Andrea Nicole B., Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, honorable mention. Morente Julia May S., Bachelor of Arts, major in Psychology, honorable mention. Buranday Jessa D., Bachelor of Elementary Education, honorable mention. Escalona Jessel B., Bachelor of Science, Environmental Science, honorable mention. Carello Estil Villa V., Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Marketing Management, cum laude. Tumala Kyle Nicole M., Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, cum laude. Cruz Drew Andre Marie M., Bachelor of Arts, major in Psychology, cum laude. Tan Micah Faith, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Marketing Management, cum laude. Barbado Limer C., Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in Visual Communication, magna cum laude. Gardose Ricky Marie M., Bachelor of Arts, major in psychology, magna cum laude. Villado Eloisa S., Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, magna cum laude. The final award is given to the student who received the highest academic grades in the class. This student will also give the valedictory address on behalf of the graduating class. With a total grade point average of 1.12 from the School of Education, let us please give a big hand to this year's valedictorian of Class 2020 and Class 2021, Kyla A. Fernandez.
To the university officials headed by Mr. Marco Alfredo M. Benitez, University President, Dr. Felina C. Young, Chancellor and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mr. Alfredo B. Reyes, Senior Vice President for External Affairs, Ms. Marilu Mirasol, Vice President for Administration, Dr. Suzy M. Benitez, Assistant Vice President for Campus Life, Ms. Ana Marie Del Rosario, Vice President for Finance, this year's commencement exercises speaker, Dr. Gerardo D. Legaspi, Philippine General Hospital Director, school deans, program chairs, faculty members, parents and guardians, relatives, friends, and fellow patriots. And to our viewers in the social media via the FB Live, a pleasant afternoon to all of you. Resilience. It is the ability to bounce back from the many adversities and uncertainties encountered in the face of life events. Resilience is fortitude and confidence, not only seeking to survive but aspiring to live. With resilience, we then can easily adapt and move on to greater heights. We then can smile through the pain and embark on a more perilous journey. One great example of a story of resilience in which we are all proud of is our very own beloved alma mater, the Philippine Women's University. Resilience is embodied in this story 102 years ago of how 7 women founders founded the first university for women in Asia founded by Asians. The 7 women founders, the trailblazers of their time, responded to the challenging circumstance wherein a woman must prepare for a life of productive and participative citizenship in a society where men thrive. Today, the Philippine Women's University is a microcosm of men and women whose character and education are built on the core values of personal integrity and spirituality, family solidarity, and community participation. The vision of our founding mothers that these values be communicated in every form, in the arts and sciences, in music, dance and painting, in culture and heritage to nourish life. Evidently, that story transpired in each one of us here to strive hard in our education. A university is a scary place. It is where we meet new people, develop ourselves, enhance our skills, get to know ourselves and others for better. The pathway is not smooth. It is full of surprises. Surprise quizzes, surprise exams, surprise recitations, surprise sleepless and cram nights, surprise galaans or travels. Everything is a surprise. No, it's not clownery. It was our life in our university where we are taught that we should always be prepared. On becoming a resilient student, I will not deny the fact that I am a student achiever that functions when her anxiety hits her. I think it is the constant thing that I have done in my life as an indecisive person. If my friends hear this, they will immediately say, "Sana all." On contrary to those sana alls, many judge me on taking up this program. Bachelor of Elementary Education. Many did not expect that I will be a teacher, and I will always hear this specific line. Ay, teacher ka lang naman, magiging teacher ka lang naman. Ibig sabihin, hindi ka yayaman. Dapat tinuloy mo na lang yung accountancy or engineering. May scholarship ka naman, di ba? Papasa ka pa sa boards. Immediately, I felt invalidated. I continued to have self-doubt and anxiety if my choice was right. Nevertheless, my aunt persuaded me to be an educator because it might not be the most high-paying job in this world, but it can bring the happiness that I long for. We all felt this feeling in some part of our lives. We are surprised by the number of people who judged us. But we continued. Hence, here we are. We can be the agent of change to the lives of other people. When this pandemic happened, I realized that I am on the right path, where teachers are important in our society. We give more love and comfort to most of us. We can save lives. We, teachers, are the recovery frontliners of society. Without a doubt, 2020 was an undefinable year. The COVID-19 pandemic outbreak forced us all to stay at home and follow the strict quarantine guidelines of the government. We have been under quarantine for over a year here in the Philippines. Honestly, I did not imagine that 1 week of suspension of classes in March 2020 would turn into months of staying at home. Therefore, we had no choice but to continue everything in our safe spaces, especially our studies. Even though many are asking for an academic freeze to give way for our government to have plan in the education system, our university gave a pandemic response that assured its stakeholders that the institution will promote leniency, resiliency, perseverance, and openness to change in the opening of classes for AY 2020 and 2021. PWU opened its doors for university scholarships that assist students who are experiencing financial incapacity to continue their studies. Furthermore, they provided kumustahan events online that guided us to protect our well-being and mental health. The Philippine Women's University's education professionals, or what we fondly call heartliners, in our School of Education helped us to conquer our battles and continue the mission to provide quality education despite the closure of a brick-and-mortar classroom in favor of a virtual platform. We are all truly indebted to the immediate adherence of PWU in answering the call in this extraordinary time of learning. At this point, allow me to share my story. When I was battling COVID, I was praying to the Lord to spare my life and spare the lives of other people. After I lost my aunt on a New Year's Day of 2020, I lost my grandmother too, due to COVID in March while I was in quarantine. I asked God, why do we need to experience these things? Why do we need to suffer? Why at this dark time we can easily lose someone we love? I just lost the two important women in my life in just 2 consecutive years. I was blaming myself for these things. My life just stopped, and I do not know how I can continue it. Honestly, I do not know where I got the courage to continue life. One thing is for sure. My family and my friends helped me to cope up. I learned to ride and tame the dragon inside my head too. Speaking in front of you today is indeed a major plot twist of my life. This story is also the story of other people and some of you. The story of resiliency that no matter what happens, we chose to bounce back and value interdependence among all of us. Not all are privileged to continue this kind of educational modality due to unforeseen circumstances caused by the pandemic. Undeniably, we faced a lot of problems and it was difficult at first because we were in the adjusting process. Slowly, we embraced the technology and adapted to the transition for a better normal. And we ensured that no one is being left behind. Every one of us learned how to be resilient in these tough times. We learned to collaborate and be critical thinkers in making our own decisions. We grew up. Most of all, the Philippines finished it strong and with determination despite the current situation. I am happily congratulating everyone for a job well done, especially this year's graduates. Truly, we are the masters of resiliency. Given this once-of-a-lifetime opportunity, join me in thanking these individuals who deserve our praises and recognition at this very monumental time. The Philippine Women's University, our dearest alma mater. We are forever indebted to you and to the heritage you passed on to us for the past 102 years. The university administrators who showed us that we need to communicate to understand the situation of the community. To dedicated professors and mentors for molding us to become a new version of ourselves through your hands-on experiences and prepared us to fully embody the mission, vision, and core values of the university. To the scholarship organizations, the Edward and Eva Lara Underwood Charitable Foundation Incorporated and Underwood Scholarship Organization PWU Manila, which gave me and my fellow PWU Underwood scholars a chance to receive a quality education in making our dreams into reality. Those 3 to 5 long years of generosity towards us led us here, and we will be forever grateful to the chances we had given by you. Certainly, as Mr. and Mrs. Underwood said, education for all results in improvement for all. To the PWU University Student Council and the PWU local student organizations for exhibiting competence and discipline to the student body. We exemplified that the young Philippine leaders of this nation can bring competency, accountability, and transparency to the table. To our very own friends, colleagues, and special someone, we thank you for staying with our silliness and guiding us to become better people. To our families and to my family, mom, dad, my younger sister, we have been into a lot of struggles, but your support in making our decisions helped us to become who we are today. Today, it is our time to give back. Your sacrifices will not put in vain. It might take time, but surely it will happen. Most importantly, to the supreme, sovereign, and all-powerful God, this is it, Lord. Our prayers evidently happened. Your plans prospered. Plans not to harm us, and plans to give us hope and the future. We thank all of you for this. As I end my speech, this academic year 2020 and 2021 opened a myriad of possibilities. It opened my eyes to the reality of life wherein change is inevitable. We are in a year of uncertainty. Not knowing what the future holds is the lone constant. Being a young adult, there are a lot of things we need to compromise to reach success. We are being left out to chase the time. Likewise, I realized the in-depth meaning of pahuway as an aklanon. It is okay to take a rest. It is okay not to be okay. It is not a bad thing. We are in charge of what we feel, and our feelings are always valid. When you feel burnt out, rest. We still have a lot of time to reflect. At the end of the day, our lives depend on our own choices. We are the kings and queens of our own tale. Then, how can we be resilient and prepared for the future? Our alma mater already answered this question by exhibiting the value of PWU Bayanihan to us pre-pandemic. On that note, Bayanihan is innate to us as Philippines. As the National Dance Company of the Philippines, the Bayanihan Dance Group was founded in PWU. And they tell stories of how unique the Philippine culture is through preserving the country's dance traditions. Bayanihan is indeed a uniquely Filipino tradition that means to work together with one collective goal. The spirit of working together assured us that we can survive, adapt to the changes, and build a better normal for all. Graduates of Class 2019-2020 and Class 2020-2021, graduating in the middle of pandemic is already a huge clapback for all of us. We are part of the history, and our pandemic stories will be passed on to generations and the generations to come. The pandemic will not stop us from getting what we want. Now, flex your diplomas, medals, and achievements. We all deserve it. It is our blood, sweat, and tears. Ride and slay the dragon, patriots. Again, congratulations to our batch, and further let your light shine. As a reminder for everyone, a song by my favorite K-pop stars, BTS, and let me sing that line. We don't need to worry, 'cause when we fall, we know how to land. Again, this is all for the new chapter of our lives. This is all for the new generation of young Filipinos who have dreams and determination for the betterment of themselves and for their family. Because, we change the game. Pahuway, puhon, at padayon. Maraming salamat po. God bless us all.
Thank you, Ms. Fernandez, and congratulations. Now, may we ask the President of the PWU Alumni Association to lead the Pledge of Loyalty to our alma mater. Ladies and gentlemen, Attorney Rosario Chito Calixto Chavez.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Having a stake in the university, I, please state your name, pledge on this solemn occasion as an oblation to God, country, and home, to continue my support of the university in good times and in bad, for its growth and progress, to ensure that it will flourish as envisioned by our founders, and to remain steadfast to the ideals and teachings of my alma mater. Proud of my educational heritage, I will be conscious of God's presence every day of my life. I will exemplify the desirable Filipino values, the virtues of family solidarity, personal integrity, leadership in my chosen profession, and selfless service to my community as my contribution to build a stronger nation and to the transformation of the world through the culture of peace. So help me God.
Thank you, Attorney Chavez. And to end our 97th and 98th commencement ceremonies, may we remind everyone to answer the evaluation for this event by clicking the link or scanning the QR code that you can see on your screen. Again, congratulations to all of you. Let us now sing the University Hymn. Retire